What's going on guys, Hyper here, and in this video I will show you how to get the sweet orange rank on the Lucker Puppers, also known as Felhounds of Sargeras. Assuming you saw my previous video about the first boss, you will be using the same talents and same legendaries on this boss as well. So you'll be rocking the default Shattering Strikes build along with the bracers and belt. Let's roll the clip. Before the fight, as always, make sure you have food buff and flask and your augment rune ready. Then when the pull timer hits 1, you pre-pot Remorseless Winter and jump into the opener. Now the dogs will be pulled together here so we can cleave on them a little bit and just make sure both of them are getting ticked by your Remorseless Winter, go into Obliteration and fish for those procs so you can drag in both of them. Now you can see here I didn't get Fallen Crusader or my Concordance proc, so this was basically the opposite of a perfect dragon, but you want to aim to hit both targets there, and the bosses were being moved away so I kinda just had to press it. Now I use AMS here when these purple swirlies come out just to get a little bit of extra runic power and help out with the soaking. You can use it on the first set of flames, but why stand in unnecessary AoE if you don't have to, you know? So here we're just DPSing the boss, nothing really special, and what we're looking for here is just keeping up our normal rotation. Hopefully we get some good procs, and as you can tell by the DPS meter, we're getting some lucky crits and, you know, seeing some pretty nice numbers. We get the flame buff here and we get gripped away by someone else. Normally you would have to move out of the raid with that, but the melee were spread enough to where I didn't really have to worry about moving. Same here. You saw the hunter was out of range there and just got gripped to me. For this, you really just want to help out people who get these circles, because if you don't stand in them, they get feared. And if you have AMS up, you can also use it to gain a little bit of extra runic power. Then we see these lines come out, we just dodge them, not a big deal. And now we're going into our second obliteration, and this is where your debuff will change. So if you want to, you can hold off using this obliteration and pillar until your debuff changes and go over to the other boss and then use it. I opted to just use it here and go ham on the boss. And the tanks did a nice movement there where my downtime was actually very limited and I could get my entire obliteration in on the first dog. Now we go over to the second boss here, to Farg. And here you just basically want to move behind the boss and minimize your movement just to kind of make as much room as possible. You'll see me kind of stutter stepping here a little bit towards the side to open up some room. And this is another great place to use AMS when these purple debuffs come out again to split the damage. Might as well AMS for the extra runic power. I actually ended up not using it there. Not sure why, that was a misplay on my part. And about here I would want to second pot, but we had a carry in this run and I was kind of assuming that this kill time would be a little bit longer and I would have time to wait until my third obliteration, which I was very wrong about, as you will see later on in this fight. So here we're just hitting the boss again, not much happening. We get the debuff, move out to the side, then I AMS the explosion and stand in the cross section of those two circles to help out the tank and the DPS who had the fear debuff on them. Then again we get another fire debuff, just move out of the raid because everyone's kind of clumped, I didn't want to cleave them. Didn't have much downtime, but I was low on runic power so I couldn't frost strike while I was running out. Potentially could have played that a little bit better. Then here I just get one of the gazes on me pointed away from everyone. That's just default mechanics. And I second pot here with my fourth obliteration. Actually I think this one is my third. And I was assuming that the dogs would live much longer and I end up wasting actually 30 seconds off my potion. And I get dragon there and I use it because the dogs would die otherwise and I wouldn't get a chance to get my pillar up again. And I had no procs and no pillar of frost. So my dragons at the beginning of the fight and at the end of the fight were absolutely terrible. Let's pull up the ranking. Ended up as rank 5. So you guys see that even though there were a lot of things that kind of went bad, when it comes to single target fights, which I definitely consider this boss a single target fight, the cleave is very limited. It does come down to how well you're able to execute your basic rotation and how lucky you get with procs. I hope this video helped you guys, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. The next boss I will be doing is Antoran High Command, which is one I'm actually really looking forward to because you get to play BOS on it. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.